What is going on, everybody? What's going on, guys? So today is the day. Such a nice fucking day for it too. Thought it was gonna rain, but they said it was gonna rain and then did the exact opposite. So today is the day of the bike review, walk around, show you guys, talk about it, and shit like that. So let's get started. So I am riding the 1985 Kawasaki KLR. It's the first year Kawasaki actually made a dual sport. And I gotta say, for being 30 years old, this thing runs pretty damn well. It's been really nice to me the last year and a half. I had some issues with it, but I can always make another vlog about that. And if you want me to, go ahead and leave that in the comment down below, and I will make a short video about that. But yeah, it's, you know, your run-of-the-mill dual sport. It's basically a street legal dual sport. You know, it doesn't get much more straightforward than that. You know, I don't really have a fancy cockpit like most sport bikes do, but usually dual sports are pretty simple. Like, you got your dash and your tack and all that shit, and you got your key and all that. You got your indicators letting you know that you left your blinker on like a retard. I've done several times. Yeah, you got your mirrors. Not really a whole lot going on with the bike. It's a very upright riding position. Wow. This one's actually got some pretty wide handlebars on it. Whether that's stock or not, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure, well, they could be stock. Now, I'm the third owner of this bike. I've had it for 2 years. Well, yeah, almost 2 years. It'll be coming up on 2 years here in a second, but I've had it for 2 years, ridden around, gotten used to it, and it's a pretty good bike. You know, it runs really good. Every once in a while, if I haven't ridden it in 3 or 4 days, you'll go to put it in gear, and the clutch gets stuck, and so it'll like just lurch and die. Well, first time that happened, I was like, what the fuck? And I learned that with the oil bath clutches, that tends to happen, and it's no big deal. You just either rock it back and forth, and while you're doing that, put it into gear, and it's great. Or what I find that works much better, because that doesn't really work, is I'll just like bump the RPMs, because it's about 1400 is normal idle. So I'll put it up to like 2, maybe a little over, and then while I do that, I'll just pop it into gear, and it'll be enough momentum, it'll break free. But anyways, back to the bike. But yeah, it's not much really to talk about, really. You know, it's got good front suspension. You know, it feels really good. And yeah, I really should take this off because I don't even know how the hell it stayed on so long. It's one of those excuse me, sorry. It's one of those cell phone holders that you put in like the car vent. And I was like, oh shit, I wonder if I can put it on my handlebars. Well, it was just small enough to go over it, but it wouldn't stay, so I zip tied it the rest of the way, and yeah, should not have done that, but it fucking stays. So yeah, so this is it. You know, it's single Pro Link in the back. You know, it's got the passenger pegs. I've never had a passenger on it, but it is a little dirty because I did some trail riding a month-ish or so ago. And yeah, it's pretty. It's a dirt bike. It's pretty stock. You know, the only thing that isn't stock are these blinkers that I put on. You know, it's got a pretty, dirt bike looking front. it, sounds pretty good, I think. Get this turned on for you guys. It has got a really high kickstand, but thank goodness I have some somewhat flexible long legs. And that's your idle stock pipe. Not gonna sound too mean. It is just a little 250. I wouldn't call it old school, but 250 bike from back in the 80s. And otherwise, everything's pretty much stock. I've just been riding her around. In fact, this year, I've already put, well, I don't know the exact number, but I have put over 1,100 miles on this bike this year. And since I've had it almost 2 years ago, I've already put 2,000 miles on it. So, but yeah, it's been a really good bike. I'm enjoying the hell out of this thing. And one last thing I forgot. Yeah, nice little box. Yeah, it's fairly low profile. You don't even really know it's there. It really just, I think, flows with the whole, whole bike. And it's kind of, it's got flowage. So, all right, let's get this going. Yeah, it's got pretty good throttle response. If there's lag, I can't tell about this fucking biker. Get out of my way. And the brakes are really good on it too. Brakes are pretty responsive. The engine braking isn't too bad unless you're going like 30 and you put it in a second. It really kind of like chokes up. But for the most part, I'm in 6th gear right now, which doesn't take very long for this bike to be in its top gear. Like just like that, I was going 50 in 6th gear, and the engine braking actually wasn't that bad. And the front brake, like I said, it's good. It's not like hypersensitive, but light turns yellow on you. Oh, trust me, you are gonna be able to fucking stop on this thing. It'll take a little bit of pressure, but you'll stop. It's not fancy. It's from the 80s. But even with that said, it's a really good braking bike. It's a really good running bike. Idle's fucking fantastic, as you guys heard. It's fucking great. And I just really, it doesn't have a whole lot of get up and go, but it is a little 250, and I believe this model the older model, you could look it up, but I believe it has 28 horsepower going to the rear wheel. And I know when they did the upgrade, or they did a redesign, remodel, however, which way you want to put it, it lost like 5 or 6 horsepower. And so this bike later on, it fucking only has 22 or 23 horsepower, which you would think that would go the other way. You would think this bike would have the lesser horsepower and the other bike would have more, but it doesn't. But I've ridden a newer version of this, and honestly, I could not tell you the difference with 6 horsepower. There's no difference there. Yeah, the seat's nice and comfortable. It's got a really nice thick cushion on it. And after about 20-30 minutes of riding, like, you just, after a while, you really feel like, you know, you're getting sunk into the bike. Like you're getting sunk into the seat. It doesn't hurt, but every once in a while you need to take a little bit of a break and, you know, just kind of stretch your cheeks a little bit. It does kind of bunch you up a little bit, but it's a lot better than most dirt bikes, because most dirt bikes, and it feels like you're straddling on a 2x4. I'm not joking. And this, it's wider than my other bike, and it actually does have a much softer seat on it. You know, and the bars aren't too bad. See, yeah, I forgot my signal. But the one thing that I would change about this bike, if I could, like, the bars are great, they're wide enough. Yeah, this isn't a humongous review, because there's not really a whole lot going on with it. I don't have a lot of electronics and anything like that. You know, the switch works pretty good. You know, I've flicked my brights at people a couple times just to let them know, even during the day, let them know I'm there. And, you know, I got my blinkers, I got my impressive horn. Yeah, you know, I've had it obviously all out on the highway. And I've ridden between here and Scappoose. I'm not gonna ride to Scappoose today, but it does handle highway speeds pretty good. And I bought the bike at 8,143 miles, and I now have almost 10,200 miles. So that just really shows you how much in the last year and a half-ish I've really ridden this thing. And I've been on gravel. I really enjoy the pavement a lot more though. That's no joke. I'm gonna take this road up here so I can get away from this bus, which is a lot of people doing. And we'll get you out on the highway here in a minute. That way you can see how it does. Not very high speeds, but it'll at least get you out on the highway. Show you what it's like. Alright, we'll get out once this Coors Light truck goes by. See, I know it's kind of slower than being on the actual highway, but you know, it gets right to it. You know, this thing, it doesn't mess around. You know, you get in the throttle, it'll go. It may not be as fast as some of the bigger bikes, but it'll still definitely get the job done. You know, it's really a good, solid bike, and I just enjoy the hell out of it. You know, shouldn't matter what you ride. Fucking live life on 2 wheels. And that should wrap up my review on this bike, or on my bike. Like if you like, thumb it up, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and see you on my next video. Peace out, everybody.